Yeah, maybe the show has changed so much. I feel it used to be about the happy endings, and now I feel like it's more about the like twists at the end.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've been watching this season of The Bachelor and possibly watched this past week. And oh my God, I mean, so many people have so many opinions about this, and I would love to get yours. I mean, whose side are you kind of on in this? And do you see both sides?
I can see both sides to a degree because I understand that it is a show. And I think that the show knew ahead of time how Susie felt about when it comes to relationships and sex and everything like that. So I think the show knew they strategically may have placed her last in those fantasy suites. But I don't think Clayton handled it well at all. I feel like there is no excuse for his behavior. It was actually sort of triggering for me to watch.
Really?
Yeah, watching a woman try to have a mature conversation and express her feelings. And she was very much just sticking to how she was feeling. And she was, you could tell, like being very receptive to what he was saying. And then all of a sudden he like flipped the script on her and was like, how could you do this to me? And just like watching her emotions, and then the way he like stormed off and like, I'm done, it's done. And the way he opened the car door aggressively. And it just was like, I don't know, it did not sit with me well.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So I know, like, I think I saw an interview he did where he was like, people overuse the word gaslighting. And I do agree. Maybe that word is thrown around too much, like toxic is thrown around too much in society now, in our pop culture. But I mean, he handled it awful. I felt so bad for Susie.
I did too. I mean, do you feel like she should have brought this up prior to the fantasy suites? Because I guess in some of his interviews, he was like, each of the girls told me to go all in and explore, these relationships. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing is so convoluted to me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I do understand where he's coming from when he's saying that. And I think it's kind of like everything sort of unfolds as you're going through the process. It's like someone who's experienced it myself. And so she may have not even realized how important it was to her until she realized, I have deep feelings for this guy. There's true emotions here. And it makes me sick to my stomach thinking about him being intimate with somebody else, and my gut tells me I will never get over that. So I can't be with somebody after that, And so maybe it's something she didn't realize until she was so deep into it. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say, like, maybe she should have said it earlier. But I also don't think it's an excuse for the way he handled it.
Right. You mentioned before, that they're making a TV show, and I totally understand that. But I feel like now every single Bachelor season, they just kind of want to one-up themselves in the way that the show ends. And they're not really rooting for those happy endings that we want to see. Do you kind of feel like that as well? Because they're kind of like setting it up for almost failure, because now he can never move on with any of these other women after they see this. And I'm sure he can't move on with Susie now too.
Yeah. I mean, the poor guy is just like in a lose-lose situation, I feel. Yeah, maybe the show has changed so much, I feel. It used to be about the happy endings, and now I feel like it's more about the like twists at the end. Mm-hmm. So perhaps like, I don't know, maybe they just thought, I don't know. Cause like there is a show side, and then there's obviously the side where everybody can make their own decisions. Mm-hmm. So it's like, maybe the show was kind of like, I don't know.
It's like they tee it up and you can figure out how you want to handle the situation pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, the show's been on for how many years? Maybe they're just trying to make it different now, but I have sympathy or empathy for Clayton in some ways. Right. But still, I was like, that it was just like, it was really cringy.
It was. How do you, predictions, how do you think this season's going to end?
I mean, from the way that they've teased it, I feel like he doesn't end up with anybody. Mm-hmm. I feel like with both girls, I think he just I don't know, maybe he self-sabotages, but it seems like everybody's going to walk away from it with no one. I think the girls are going to quit. I think there's not even going to be a final rose or a proposal. I think they're just going to quit production.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like that too, which could definitely be a first. Out of all these women, I mean, who would you like to see as the next Bachelorette?
I love Gabby. I think she's hilarious. I think she would be a really fun Bachelorette. And then I also, after watching what happened to Susie, I think she just handled it so well. And she seems like a genuinely good person. So I feel like watching her get the chance would be fun. But yeah. And then I also like Serena. I actually was really sad when Serena, and I love Teddy. So I don't know if Teddy is ready to be Bachelorette.